Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back. So today, I feel like talking about something that's just, I don't know, it's irritating the hell out of me lately. So, in case you haven't caught it, I don't know how you haven't. Everybody is offended by something. Everybody is insulted by, toxic males. They're insulted by white males. They're insulted by cultural appropriation. Everything you could think of under the sun, they are offended by. But today I want to talk about white privilege. I don't know if you guys notice or not. If you are a lighter skinned guy and you're watching this, you should be ashamed. You should be ashamed. You're white privileged, man. I'd like to know where mine's been all this time. I've been missing out. I grew up in Trenton, and Trenton is a pretty disgusting city. You get shootings, there's stabbings, there's people getting robbed. It's not a pretty place. So all my time growing up, I'd like to know where my white privilege was, because I damn sure didn't have it easy growing up in that city. I keep hearing all these crazies on Twitter and other social media platforms talking about white privilege and talking about you should be ashamed. Well, how the hell can I be ashamed of something that I've never had? Maybe my white privilege card was revoked, or maybe it was stolen. Maybe I lost it when I was a little kid, because you know what? I've never seemed to really catch a break growing up. Everything that I've had and lost and had stolen and then reacquired over the years, I did it because I persevered, because I had to work hard. I've gotten a lot of freaking terrible breaks over the years. I messed up my knees, it screwed up my back to the point where I could no longer work. Where was my white privilege to help me out then? Where was it to take care of me and make sure I would have got the best medical care so I could have continued in my profession? And starting with that, I didn't even have it as good when I first started out. I could only get jobs as like manual labor. I watched other people, females included, getting 10 times better jobs than me and getting paid a lot more than me. I'd like to know where my white privilege was. If I had my white privilege card, I could have got that high paying job. Serious. Where is it? My God. It's so stupid. You got people out there who are saying that I'm ashamed because I'm a white person and I got white privilege and I feel so terrible and I'm ashamed for being white and I feel disgusting. You know what? Well, maybe you should go get a really dark tan, sit in that tanning booth until you're like brown or something, because maybe you'll feel better about yourself then. Seriously, people are so fucking stupid with this shit. They're so retarded. I'm ashamed. Give me a fucking break. Take a long walk off a short pier if you're that ashamed. Nobody needs you. And these people are so absurd with their shit, and it just never ends. It never ends. Right now, white male is the number one topic. Whitey is who we're after because Whitey has done all this. Whitey's created these terrible living conditions. Whitey's created slavery, and on and on with this bullshit. I'd like to know where freaking Whitey was. I guess Whitey went back in time, and Whitey went to freaking ancient Egypt and instituted slavery there, right? And they instituted the patriarchy there, because you know what? Egypt was ruled by men, and they had slavery. And what about the Aztecs? The Mesopotamians? What about the Mayans? They all had a patriarchy. They were all men in charge. And they all had slavery too. And they were not nice to people. And they were all toxic males. Where were the white men that did it then too? Maybe they were time travelers. They went back in time. Told these people, look, got to get on this white program. You got to put people down. Put people on bonds. Because apparently that's what Whitey did. You're fucking so ridiculous. You're so absurd. I don't know how many times I've heard it myself. Your people put me in bondage. My people? Really? Motherfucker? My grandfather came over to this country. My family lineage has not been in this country that long. On my father's side, at least. Now, my mother's side, it could be traced back slightly longer, but even then, her family was from England, and they were doing business in like colonial times. They weren't even really citizens. So, you know, that bullshit that my people did it, get the fuck out of my face. Get out of my face with that stupid shit. I mean, seriously. Unless you know, you have your white privilege card and you're using it, I guess you must be an idiot or something. I mean, is this the only way that people of color have made it in Hollywood and politics and sports and everything? Is because a white person lost their white privilege card and they got it, or maybe, just maybe, it was the black market.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, looking for some white privilege?
So I guess what they're saying is, without white privilege, without receiving their white privilege cards from the black market or whatever it is that they're claiming that they got them from, I guess people of color could not have made it to the tops of their professions without this, right? Because there's no way they could have did it on their own. I mean, none of these people could have made it there on merit, on talent, on perseverance and pure will and determination and working hard. They could have never made it to the positions they were in, right? Is that what you're telling us? That's insulting. Is that what's going to happen? We're going to be selling white privilege cards on the black market. Maybe, is that next? Come on. Are you serious? Anyway, I mean, really. So, you guys that are heading to Area 51, right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's conspiracy against me. Maybe the feds took my white privilege card. So when you storm Area 51, keep a lookout for my white privilege card. It might be there. I sure would like it back. I mean, I've never had it, but I would imagine it must be a good thing to have. Maybe it could help me out with so many things. I mean, when I was a teenager, if I walked from Trenton, New Jersey to Hamilton Township, which was a slightly better area, it was a little bit nicer, a little bit more upscale. Well, if I walked that way, the cops would stop me. What are you doing here? You don't belong here. Go back to where you came from. I got profiled against just the same as anybody else that would have been from Trenton, whether they were black, Spanish, or whatever. So I've seen it myself, and you know what? White privilege didn't help my ass then. It didn't help me when Hamilton Township was trying to accuse me of forcing minors to steal cars when I was 6 miles away. Doing a mail run for the state of New Jersey at the time, and I had proof because I had to sign for boxes that contained specimens for the Department of Health's laboratories, and they checked for rabies and other stuff like that. But I had proof where I was, yet these Hamilton cops insisted that I come clean, that I admit the truth. They could go easy on me if I just admit that I did it. Fuck you. I'm not going to admit I did something I didn't do. You kiss my ass. Another time I was in Trenton, and I was recovering from knee surgery. I had ACL knee surgery plus a cartilage tear. I was recovering from it. So I was in an immobilizing brace on my left knee. Couldn't move. Well, my roommate had started trouble with somebody, and this guy's brother and 4 of his friends came to the house looking for trouble. My roommate, being an idiot, he opened up the fucking door. They came storming in. He ran into another section of the house and barricaded himself in and called the cops. They sat there and they beat on me with bats, sticks, and pipes. 45 minutes later, the cops finally showed up. Now, my roommate was in the other room the whole time and he was calling them. It took them 45 minutes to show up, and what did they do when they got there? They said, why don't you just come clean and admit it was over drugs? Yeah. White privilege helped me out then too, didn't it? Kiss my ass with that shit. Fucking people are so damn stupid. Everybody's offended by something. You can take offense at everything I say. I don't care. If you're offended by this, good. Because you're an idiot. If you're not offended by this and you know exactly what I'm talking about, or maybe you kind of know what I'm talking about, that's awesome too. But this shit has got to stop. These people are absurd. They're out of their freaking minds. I don't know how they can take themselves seriously. And maybe you know, maybe the truth of this whole white privilege thing is going to show up on my door, and the white privilege fairy is going to fly down and drop off my card to me and say, you know, you've been missing out this whole time. There is a whole new wonderful world. It's idyllic. You're going to be like a prince. Maybe this will happen. But I'm not banking on it. Anyway, what do you guys think about this? Leave some comments down below. If you like what you've seen, go hit the like button, subscribe. If you didn't like it, go ahead and downvote the hell out of it. Go ahead and leave me some nasty comments too, because I don't care. You're not going to bother me with it. Anyway, guys, take care, and I will see you next time. Later, y'all.